Alright, folks, big news in the Indian car market. JSW MG Motor India just officially dropped the 2026 MG Hector Facelift, and let me tell you, it's sending waves through the super competitive midsize SUV world. Picture this. Dealerships all over the country, already buzzing with pre-launch rumors, are now officially pulling back the covers on a vehicle that's built to turn heads and really take on the competition. This isn't just another car launch, folks. This is a strategic move, a really bold statement from a manufacturer that's clearly determined to be top dog. With prices kicking off at a super aggressive 11.99 lakh rupees ex-showroom, both the updated Hector and its bigger sibling, the Hector Plus, are seriously set to grab a lot of attention. Just yesterday, all the juicy details, I'm talking full variant info, feature lists, engine specs, just flooded media outlets, and boom. Online searches immediately went through the roof. Buyers, itching to see what's new, immediately swarmed auto portals, practically starving for images, detailed spec breakdowns, and, of course, those all-important price comparisons. So, what exactly did MG do to their flagship SUV, and can this refresh actually shake things up in a market that's already packed with seriously tough competitors? Well, the answer boils down to a mix of snazzier looks, a more refined interior, and a smart powertrain move that's got absolutely everyone buzzing. This launch isn't just about a new car, though, it's about how Indian car buying is changing, where literally every single detail, from a shiny chrome grille to whether or not there's a diesel option, and if it's delayed, can totally swing a buying decision. Alright, so if you get a bit closer to the new Hector, the first thing that's really gonna jump out at you is this massive, wider, and honestly, way more chrome-heavy front grille. It's a pretty bold statement, and it really gives the SUV a much more assertive, premium vibe when it's out on the road. They've also subtly tweaked the whole front end, giving it this super fresh, contemporary look, but without losing that familiar Hector identity we all know. And while those sleek LED headlamps and distinctive DRLs are still there, they're now integrated into the updated bumper design in a way that just feels way more cohesive, way more modern. But hey, this transformation isn't just skin deep up front. Swing around to the back, and you'll spot some pretty significant refinements. The connected LED tail lamp layout and the badging are still there, keeping that sense of continuity, but the rear bumper itself? That's entirely new. Crucially, it ditches those faux dual exhausts that the older model had, going for a much cleaner, more sophisticated finish instead. This kind of attention to detail really speaks volumes about MG's commitment to making the Hector look even better. Now, let's head inside, because the story definitely continues there with a big focus on cranking up the comfort and style. While the dashboard layout keeps that familiar, user-friendly design, it's the introduction of new dual-tone interior themes that really makes this facelift stand out. The regular Hector now offers this elegant ice gray interior, while the Hector Plus boasts a rich urban tan, both really injecting a fresh sense of luxury and sophistication into the cabin. And honestly, these aren't just some minor tweaks. These are really calculated enhancements designed to make the Hector feel more premium, more desirable, and ultimately, way more competitive. So, underneath all that shiny new exterior and snazzy interior, there's one big thing from MG Motor India that everyone's buzzing about. The new Hector is going to be petrol only when it first hits the market. Now, for a lot of potential buyers, especially folks who really care about fuel efficiency and that low-end punch, this is a pretty big deal. See, the diesel version, which has always been a go-to choice in this segment, isn't showing up until next year. This whole strategic play means that anyone out there looking specifically for a diesel SUV, and let's be real, that's a huge chunk of the Indian market, will either have to hold off or start looking at other options. Now, this move might send some customers running to competitors for a bit, but on the flip side, it also lets MG simplify their initial production and really home in on the petrol segment. This decision really hits right at the heart of India's super crowded midsize SUV market, which is basically a fierce battleground. I mean, every single feature, every price tag, and every engine option gets picked apart there. The Hector's always been a big name, but it's up against some seriously tough competition from established heavyweights like the Tata Harrier, the beefy Tata Safari, and of course, the super popular Mahindra Scorpio. And these competitors, they come with all sorts of options, including some really strong diesel engines. So, MG going petrol only at launch? That's definitely a calculated risk. As buyers start weighing their options, not having a diesel model right out of the gate is going to be a huge deal. It'll impact not just what individuals decide to buy, but also how the whole market plays out over the next few months. So, for your average Indian car buyer, the 2026 MG Hector Facelift dropping, well, it's a pretty interesting, but also a bit tricky, situation. On one hand, they're getting a more premium-looking, chrome-heavy SUV that really feels like a big update, even though it's not a whole new generation. That super competitive starting price of 11.99 lakh rupees? It makes it a really tempting choice, potentially giving you more bang for your buck when you look at the features and how luxurious it feels. Buyers are really digging into how this refreshed Hector stacks up against the competition, scrutinizing everything from the advanced driver assistance systems, that's ADAS, to the cabin quality and all the gear it packs. But here's the thing, knowing that only petrol variants are available right away, that's a bit of a double-edged sword. For anyone specifically looking for a diesel SUV, this means a tough choice. Either you wait until next year and potentially miss out on those sweet early bird offers, or you just pivot to a competitor that already has a diesel option on the table. This totally changes how people are shopping, pushing some folks to explore other brands altogether. And it's not just new buyers we're talking about. Current Hector owners are also keeping a super close eye on this facelift. Updates like these can totally affect resale values and might even get existing owners thinking about upgrading, which then creates a ripple effect right across the used car market. See, this isn't just about selling new cars, right? It's about managing how people see the brand, keeping customers loyal, and navigating that whole tricky dance of market dynamics, especially in a segment where every single move just gets magnified. Right after MG launched the updated Hector, things really blew up, especially online. And all those searches for Carwale and Car Whale. That's not just folks casually browsing, it's a huge indicator of what's happening. Buyers are quickly moving past just being interested, straight into serious buying research. They're not just scrolling through pretty pictures, they're actually hunting for on-road prices, stacking up different versions against other cars in its class, and really figuring out how that 11.99 lakh rupees ex-showroom price actually fits into their budget. That's where these comparison sites become super helpful. They give you detailed reviews, booking info, and those handy side-by-side comparisons that really let buyers make smart choices. For JSW MG Motor India, this isn't just a minor update, it's a huge part of their strategy as they fight for a bigger piece of the market. This is actually the Hector's second big update, which really shows how committed MG is to keeping their main midsize SUV fresh and competitive, all without needing a complete platform change. Think of it as a smart move to fend off newer competitors and keep their momentum going strong in a segment that sells a lot of cars and brings in good profits. And all that intense searching consumers are doing? That just proves the Hector facelift has totally grabbed the market's attention. So, get ready for even tougher competition in the next few months. MG's looking to turn all this excitement into actual sales, really cementing its spot and shaking things up in India's super competitive SUV scene.